Now we'll continue crochet our flower. So after you finish decorating the edges of the flower with single crochet stitches, make one more flower with DMC Perle cotton number 8 and crochet hook 0.75 or 0.9 millimeters, so that flower can easily go inside the first and bigger flower, if you want to make it a double flower like this with 2 layers. Also, you can decorate your flower with extra edges like this, like I made at the edge, of different color, contrast color of the same tone, darker pink or darker red, whatever colors you will choose. So that will make your flower a little bit bigger. And we will crochet these leaves right here at the edge, they call sepals, and we will make stamens that all flowers have. So first, before we will go and continue crocheting the leaves, we'll have to add this part. We will have to make stamens first, and I will show you how to make them. So pick up yellow or orange crochet thread, something fine, really fine, and crochet chain of 10 stitches at the end. Stretch a little bit your last stitch, make a yarn over, and in the next stitch insert the hook, grab the thread and pull this thread through. Again yarn over, and again go with the hook into the same stitch. It's a first stitch from the hook. It's a little bit unusual way of crocheting, not very comfortable, but it's possible. And it is actually a puff stitch. Then pull thread through all the stitches on the hook and close this with a slip stitch. Then turn this chain in such a way that you could see the back of it, and insert the hook in the same stitch as puff stitches were made, and make a slip stitch right here. Grab the thread and pull it through the stitch on the hook. Make sure it's tight in here. So here will be your little bubble like that. Now continue crochet over the chain slip stitches. Crochet into each stitch 1 slip stitch. And don't crochet all the way through, just 4 or 5 stitches. 4 or 5 slip stitches. Stop here and make one more chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make 6 chain of 6. And make again the same bubble. Stretch the last stitch a little, yarn over, hook into the same stitch, again yarn over, hook into the same stitch and bring thread through. You have a puff stitch and secure the puff stitch with a slip stitch. Then make a slip stitch into the same stitch where the puff stitch was made. Make sure it's tight in here, and crochet again slip stitches into each stitch of the chain. Come to the same place where you finish crocheting your first stamen, and stop here and again crochet small chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 7 stitches. Make again the same bubble with puff stitch at the end of the chain. And crochet single slip stitches into the chain all the way into the chain and to the end of the main chain, the one that you started crochet with. So now you add the chain that you started with. First of all, you make a slip stitch into the place where all the stamens meet together, and continue slip stitches into the chain right here. And into the last stitch. Sometimes it's easier to skip the last stitch because it's not easy to make. And after you finish, cut the thread and you have a stamen that you can insert into the flower. So insert this thread that you just finished with, crochet into the tapestry needle, and take a flower and insert this thread right into the hole of the flower through this. You also will need this other thread. So right here, and you can sew it to the flower, but make sure to sew it in such a way that you won't see the thread. Kind of insert inside the stitches in such a way that you won't see the stitches, the thread, yellow thread of different color anywhere. Basically weaving in flower. Make sure it is weaved in the long enough tail that you will not lose this tail later. Like 4 to 5 times with cotton thread will be fine. If you use rayon or silk, you will have to use make it a little bit longer piece and weave in up to 10 times sometimes, because thread that is silky is very easy unravel itself and your piece can be ruined. And the last thread, the other piece, also the same way. Weave in inside the flower, and make sure not to close this area and don't make this area tight, because we need this area right here. And sometimes when it's becoming too tight, or insert the scissors like this and stretch it. Make sure not to cut anything in there. So this is what you need to see this. And I am basically weaving in thread kind of behind. You won't see it at all. And after you're done, cut thread. You don't need this anymore. So stamens are ready. Whole flower is ready to be finished. So now we will crochet sepals or the leaves right here. So to make leaves, pick up green thread and connect thread to the ridge right here, to one of the stitches. You will have a little bumps on the top. Insert the hook inside, take thread and pull it through and make a chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain of 6 stitches. Now this short tail that you just have right here, you will crochet around this into the chain. You'll make leaves, and make sure that you crochet also around this short tail. This way you don't have to worry about weaving it in. So the first stitch we will make for the leaf is a single crochet, and you see I include this thread in my crochet. It's over the chain, so make sure to crochet over it. Then again yarn over, and we will make half double crochet into the next stitch, then 2 double crochet stitches, and half double crochet in the first stitch right here. Half double crochet. Now we will connect with a single crochet stitch the sleeve to the next ridge. So find a bumpy stitch and connect to it. Those stitches are very visible, but it's not easy to get into it. And make a single crochet stitch into the ridge at the very end of it, like this. Now this tail right here you can cut off, you don't need this anymore, you weaved it in. So after single crochet, make another leaf, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have chain of 6 stitches, and again following the same pattern, 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2 double crochet stitches, and half double crochet. And we connect this leaf to the next ridge. So find a stitch right in here and make single crochet stitch. And again chain 6 and crochet leaf, following the pattern, single crochet, half double crochet, 2 double crochet, and half double crochet stitch. And again connect the small leaf to the ridge right in here, single crochet stitch, and crochet 2 more leaves like that, 2 more. And I will continue with my already prepared leaf. So I have 5 leaves, and the last, when you made crochet the last leaf, crochet connect this leaf to the ridge, to the stitch at the end on the ridge, I call it ridges, crochet a slip stitch, connect it with a slip stitch. Now keep those leaves down close to the flower, and now we will close this area. This is how we will crochet. You will crochet, insert the hook into the leaf right in the middle. You will see stitch right in the middle. And into the flower itself. So it will be actually right in here, but because you close in this area, you have to find that leaf from this side. So you pick up 1 stitch of the green leaf and 1 stitch of pink thread right here, just 1 stitch, and crochet here, single crochet stitch. Next, when you were crocheting leaves, you were connecting them to the flower with single crochet stitches. 1 single crochet stitch, make into the single crochet stitch between small leaves, single crochet. Again, make another single crochet stitch into the small leaf. It's not always easy to connect here, but try to. So insert into the leaf, into the flower, and make single crochet stitch. Next single crochet stitch between both leaves, right into that single crochet stitch that you have there. And if you will happen to pick up pink thread, a little bit of it, it's okay. And again into the leaf. If you cannot see very well, you can drop thread for a while and find the pink part of the flower. It will not be very visible. You have to dig in and pick it up, and make also a single crochet stitch. Again, single crochet stitch between both sleeves, like this, and continue this way around the flower. So make sure one stitch from the green leaf and one stitch from the pink part right here. Into the single crochet and between. You probably will, it will be easier for you to crochet because you will not have camera in front of your eyes. I'm looking through the camera on my flower. Now, after you finish the first round of single crochet stitches, now you will have to decrease and decrease this way. Insert the hook. It will be a single crochet decrease. Insert the hook into the stitch, pull thread through, don't crochet it. Again, into the next stitch, insert the hook, grab the thread and pull it through. You have 3 stitches in the hook, crochet them together. Again, it's a very small place and it will not be very comfortable. Make sure to pick up every single stitch. Again, hook into the stitch on the round and pull thread through. You'll have 3 stitches on the hook with your single crochet decrease. You will make it probably 3 times. This is how much you will be able to fit here. Again, 1 and into the next stitch or wherever you can fit your hook, because when it's becomes smaller it's not very comfortable to crochet. And 1 more decrease. So you decreased, and now crochet chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 probably enough, and crochet single crochet stitches into each stitch of the chain. I'll make a little stammen. Now at the end you will have this area kind of gap, you want to close it, so your chain will be on one side, you insert the hook on the opposite side, pick up stitch there, pull threads through and through the stitch. Now you can cut thread pull on it, and let's weave this thread inside. And be careful weaving it in, because you're on the right side of work, so you don't want to see sloppy done weaved in stitches. You don't want to see this thread. At the same time you have to weave it in. So I will recommend you to weave in into those double crochet stitches. And so that you will not lose your thread, weave in the opposite direction, and then you can cut your thread off right here. And your flower is ready. So this is how it will look like with the smaller leaves. In this flower that I have, the leaves or sepals, you can see they are bigger. I crochet around them. When I finish the last sepal or leaf, I crocheted around them single crochet stitches, just like around the flowers. And after that, only after that, I made the finished area. I crocheted the stem. They will be a little bit bigger leaves, so this is why I curl them the opposite direction, and small leaves can look like this. So whichever you use and decide to make, it's up to you.